Hi everyone, welcome back to Stay Traveling. Today I want to talk about something a little personal, something that I don't think too many long-term travelers talk about. And it's not about adjusting to the food of a new country or the transportation systems or even the climate. It's about the challenges you face of language. My husband and I live in the Himalayas of India for about 5 months each year. It's a beautiful, peaceful place, but there are real challenges that come with it. If it's so challenging, you ask, why do you go? Well, I'll tell you. You see, my husband is originally from India, but he's lived in the United States for almost 60 years. And his dream was to return to his birth country for a few months each year after we retired. He speaks the predominant language of Hindi and many of the native dialects. I, on the other hand, I'm from Minnesota, born and raised, and I don't speak Hindi, not even a little. Well, maybe a few words like namaste and namaskar and tika. I'd like to share with you an example of what I face nearly every day because of my lack of language skills. Is this your store? Is this your store?
ये आपका स्टोर है
हाँ जी yes
Okay.
yes
Okay, now you understand some of the problems that I run into because I only speak English. In the early years of our stay, I was constantly asking my husband, what are they saying? Whether at the market or with the neighbors and even with friends. I relied on him to translate everything. And honestly, I think it's got to be a little tiring for him, having to flip between English and Hindi and English, trying to keep me in the loop and be part of the conversation. Well, that's a lot. Eventually, I realized I have to trust that he'll tell me what's important, that I don't need to understand every word, just the ones that mattered. And for a retired journalist or a journalist, that's very difficult because we're all about words. Not knowing the local language can be very isolating. I don't understand what the store clerk is saying, or the taxi driver, or the person who cuts my hair. And even when we're with friends and they're speaking English, they naturally drift to their native Hindi. I'm still there. I'm still sitting. I'm still trying to listen, but I'm not in the conversation anymore. That's when I'm left sitting with my own thoughts. And over time, that silence became actually something very special. It became a space for observation, for being present in a different way. It's taught me to slow down, to listen with more than just my ears, and to let go of needing to control the moment. I know you're thinking to yourself, why hasn't she learned Hindi? And that is a really good question. Oh, I've tried online courses, but I just struggle. And I'm sure if a teacher was to give me a grade, they would give me a D just because of my effort. I'm learning, however, to use some of the new translation apps like Google Translate. We experienced how effective these are in a recent trip to Seoul, South Korea. Our taxi driver would speak Korean into the app, and almost immediately it would translate it into English. And I would ask him a question in English, and it would translate to Korean. Wow, what an experience. So if you're thinking about staying in one country for an extended time, here's what I've learned. First of all, be patient. Let the silence teach you something. Number 2, trust the people you're with, that they'll carry the conversation when they need to, and they'll let you know what you need to know. However, if you can, number 3, learn the local language or at least a few phrases. It will go a long way in goodwill. And like me, challenge yourself to learn Google Translate or a similar translation app. Gosh, I want to thank you for being here. If you've experienced something similar, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Stay Traveling for more reflections on the ups and downs of long-term travel later in life. See you in the next one.